My daughter showed me the "my dad is a liar" video to tell me something. My wife passed away the day our daughter was born. There's no gentle way to write that sentence. One moment I was in the hallway waiting for news, and the next I was holding a baby I didn't know how to hold, trying to understand how both things could be true at the same time. I was 27 years old. I had no manual for any of it. Grief and fatherhood arrived in the same hour, and I had to figure out how to carry both. For the weeks after that, I ran on something that wasn't quite strength, more like necessity. Things kept needing to be done, and I did them. She needed feeding, paperwork needed filing. Life kept moving, and I moved with it because stopping wasn't an option. I didn't have family nearby to help carry the load. I didn't have a partner to hand things to at the end of a hard day. I had my daughter and a decision I made every morning to try again. The only thought I kept coming back to was that she deserved the best I could give her. Not perfect. I knew early on that perfect wasn't on the table, but the best, whatever that looked like on any given day. For the next 17 years, I built a facade. When money was tight, and for most of those years it was, I never let her see it. I worked multiple jobs over those years. There were stretches where I was running on almost nothing, juggling schedules, making decisions I hoped she'd never have to know about. When I got home after a hard day, I would stand at the front door for a moment before I went in, just to get my face right. I got good at that pause over the years. The transition happened somewhere between pulling into the driveway and stepping inside. She was never going to come home to a dad who looked like he was struggling. She was going to come home to her dad, who had everything handled. When she was scared about something at school, I was steady. When she had a hard week, I absorbed it. When I was exhausted in a way I couldn't have described to anyone, I kept that out of the room. None of it was resentment. I want to be clear about that. Every single thing was a choice I made gladly. She was going to feel safe. That was the only thing that mattered to me. Somewhere around when she turned 17, things got easier. I found better work, better pay, some breathing room, but by then the habit was set. The facade had been up so long it had become just the way I was with her. Last Christmas, she told me she had a surprise. We'd already done gifts. I wasn't expecting anything. She sat me down on the couch, pulled out her phone, and said she found something she wanted to show me. The video is about a single father raising his daughter alone. He does what I did, keeps a smile on, makes everything look manageable, tries to give her a stable world even when the ground under him isn't stable at all. From a young age, the daughter starts to figure it out. She sees more than he thinks. And at the end, she gives him a letter. She tells him she knows. She tells him she has always known. I recognized almost every moment in that video. The expressions, the specific way a parent smiles past their own exhaustion while their kid is watching. The particular look of someone who has rehearsed being fine for so long that being fine no longer requires effort. I kept thinking, who filmed this in my house? I kept thinking, how does this exist? By the time it ended, I wasn't sure if I was watching a video or just remembering my own life. I started crying somewhere in the middle. I didn't want to. I tried to hold it back. I've been holding things back in front of her for 19 years, and I genuinely thought I could make it through a 5-minute video. I couldn't. When it ended, I turned to look at her, and she had tears on her face too. She told me she'd found the video a few weeks earlier and waited for Christmas because she wanted it to mean something. And then she told me what she'd been carrying quietly for years. That somewhere around 13 or 14, she'd started to see through the facade. She noticed the jobs, the scheduling, the particular way I handled certain weeks. She noticed things I thought were invisible. She noticed the front door pause before I came inside. She noticed all of it and never said anything because she didn't want me to feel like I'd failed at something I'd been working so hard at. She said she showed me the video because she didn't know how to say it outright. She needed something that could hold it for her. It was the first time I had cried in front of her since she was born. We stayed on that couch for a long time. I don't know exactly what I said. I know I told her that her mother would have loved her so much. I know I told her that every single hard year was worth it. I know she held on to me in a way that felt different from any hug before it, like she was holding the version of me she'd been quietly protecting for years, not just the one I'd been showing her. The facade kept her safe for 17 years, but now that it's down, what we have feels closer than what we had before. I didn't know that was possible. I didn't know you could love your kid that much and still have more to find. I love my daughter, and I think her mother would be proud of both of us.